All right, we are live on All-Star Sunday. The game has just wrapped up. Team Jaylen Brown, some people might call it Team LeBron. They dominate Team Jayson Tatum. Some people might call that Team Durant. 170 to 150 is the final score. That 170 ended up being the target score of that game, as they used the Elam ending with some math that I can't remember or figure out how to do. But this game was not nearly as competitive as last year's All-Star game, whether that be because the teams were more lopsided, as Team Jayson Tatum, I'm just going to keep calling him that, was without Joel Embiid or their supposed captain Kevin Durant, and Team Jaylen Brown was able to capitalize and just dominate basically end to end. They were not messing around. So was it the lack of players? Was it that the players weren't super enthused about playing an all-star game in the middle or tail end, maybe is a better way to put it, of a pandemic? Was it because there was no practice? I don't know. Could be one of many things, but we didn't get the most entertaining all-star game unless you like deep three-point shooting. Then you really enjoyed this game because there were some absolute bombs from three, mainly from Steph Curry and Damian Lillard, who you would expect. In fact, the game ended on a half-court three from Dame Lillard. And these seem like it's like you always think of a half-court shot as like a heave. For Lillard and Curry, they just take it like a regular jumper. They just like elevate, lean in a little bit, and they don't bank in those shots either. They just drill them. They hit net. It's really incredible and just shows how healthy the NBA is in terms of talent and how ridiculous the three-point shooting skill has been. I'm not using my studio setup tonight or my HD camera because it wasn't an HD game in terms of quality. I think that's a good reason to do it. Also because my wife's sleeping and I don't want to use the studio. Either way, that's how it's going to be. So not the greatest game. In fact, the three-point contest was a lot more dramatic as it came down to the last second with Steph Curry winning, getting the buzzer beater, if you will, over Mike Conley, who made his first All-Star appearance tonight. Didn't really play particularly well, but I'm sure he was just happy to be there, unlike most of the guys. In fact, LeBron was so unhappy to be there that he didn't play at all in the second half. He just ate his snacks on the bench. I'm not even kidding. He brought snacks and ate them. But let's get into the Celtics, guys, because that's why you're here. Let's get into how they did tonight. Both of them played, I thought, really, really well. Good showing for the Celtics' two young studs. Team Tatum, the losing team, Jayson Tatum had 21 points, 7 assists, 4 steals, 3 rebounds, really filled up the box score stat sheet there. It was 3 of 9 from 3, 9 of 16 from the floor. A really good night for him in just 17 minutes. And he obviously got the start. And really, really good game off the bench for Jaylen Brown on his team, the winning team. 22 points for him off the bench. He had 2 steals, an assist, and 5 rebounds, 5 of 7 from 3, including a couple of really tough ones, a crazy turnaround one over James Harden, who's like the master of that shot, and 8 of 12 from the floor for Jaylen Brown. So Jayson Tatum, again, he gets the start and finishes with 21, but his teammate Jaylen Brown just edges him out with 22 points. Jaylen Brown, though, did play 26 minutes to Tatum's 17. But again, a really, really nice showing from the Celtics. If you're a Celtics fan, you got to be happy that, first of all, neither of them had to work particularly hard and risk injury. And second, that they both represented the team really well tonight and played particularly well. Hopefully, they also recruited a star to come to Boston with them, because that's basically what the All-Star games turn into. Players just recruiting each other to come off their teams to come join them. Famously, Kyrie Irving did that with Kevin Durant and screwed the Celtics. But that's neither here nor there. Who played a good game tonight? Well, the MVP was Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was terrific. You may say all of his baskets were easy, except for the 3 3-pointers he hit. But you know what? If you go 16 of 16 in any game, whether it be an All-Star game or a YMCA pickup game, you should win MVP. And he did. 35 points again, 3 of 3 from the floor, 16 of 16 from the 3 of 3 from 3 rather, 16 of 16 from the floor, which is an All-Star game record. And he also had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block to top that all off. Steph Curry was fantastic. He won the three-point contest and carried that over into the All-Star game. 28 points for Steph. He hit 8 threes, 8 of 16 from 3, 10 of 19 from the floor. And the other notable guy, really notable off the bench for Team Jaylen Brown was Damian Lillard, 21 points, 11 of 20 from the floor. 21 minutes, 32 points, 8 of 16 from three, including the game winner. Chris Paul had 16 assists off the bench, and really, really good showcase for a bunch of these guys. On the losing team, you had Bradley Beal go for 26 points. No surprise there. He's the league's leading scorer. He was 6 of 12 from three, 10 of 16. Kyrie Irving had 24 points and 12 assists. Slowed down a little bit late, looked a little bit miserable, skipped his media thing. Not the greatest weekend for Kyrie Irving, which I'm never opposed to. The stats look good, but his body language looked bad, which I'm cool with. Hitman Hudson, hello, how you doing, bud? Vucevic shouldn't have been there. No, he was one of the worst players on the court tonight. I mean, I think you can kind of expect that with the amount of talent that was on the rosters. He finished with 13 minutes, 5 points, a minus 19. 7 rebounds, and 1 of 5 from three, 2 of 6 from the floor. Not great. He's a very good player. He's just not on the same level as all these guys. I mean, if you're looking at the rosters top to bottom, if you were ranking the guys, I don't think there'd be any doubt he'd be dead last. And that's not a slight. I mean, look at the amount of talent in the NBA. That still puts him in excellent company, but he doesn't look like he's not on the same level as most of these guys. Not a strong night from Vucevic. LeBron James, again, set the whole second half, played 13 minutes, had a nice dunk, just 2 of 7 from the floor, 0 of 3 from three, 4 points. He's won 3 of these MVPs. Already said before the game he wasn't really interested in playing, and he basically showed that. Whether you want to read into that and say that was him giving the NBA the middle finger, or if it was just him, not wanting to overexert himself, as he's played every game, I think, but one this season for the Lakers. That's up for debate. Maybe he'll answer that question when he has his post-game media availability, if he so chooses to attend, unlike his former teammate Kyrie Irving, who skipped it, his pregame one at least. So we'll see if LeBron was trying to actually send a message or just, didn't want to save himself. In terms of other guys who weren't particularly good, fortunately, there weren't too many guys who just outright stunk tonight. Zion Williamson started. He was 5 of 9 from the floor, 10 points. Didn't have a huge dunk that people were hoping. He had a couple of alley-oops, but he missed 4 dunks. Just outright missed them. If you didn't see it, I mean, it was lobs and just standing under the basket. He just whiffed on dunks. If he had got going early, I picked him for MVP. I think if he had made some of those and had some momentum and felt good, he could have won MVP. But it just wasn't his night. Nerves seemed to be there. And so you didn't get too much excitement out of Zion, but the good news for him is I'm sure he will be back many, many times and be able to make up for it. So that does it for the 2021 edition of the NBA All-Star Game. Hitman Hudson saying that you get why Jimmy Butler wasn't there, but Butler's a top 10 player. Game would have been better with him in it. Yeah, he would have probably blocked some defense for sure and some intensity that this game missed. Last year you saw a lot of defensive intensity with guys like Butler, Kyle Lowry, even Kemba Walker, who draws a lot of charges, Joel Embiid, who wasn't there today because of COVID warning, and Ben Simmons, who's one of the best players in the league, defensive players in the league, rather, wasn't there because of COVID thing as well, as they got their haircut from the wrong guy. So maybe more defense would have made this game more competitive. I don't think Jimmy Butler is a top 10 player. I disagree with you there. But he certainly is a better player than Nikola Vucevic. And if he had played more games, he would have been in the All-Star game. It's just a matter he didn't play enough games. But yeah, I think maybe a little bit more in guys who were taking it more seriously, especially if they were on team Durant, a.k.a. team Jayson Tatum, then maybe we would have had a closer game like last year's game, which was a really, really tight one. But again, that's it for the All-Star break. Everything was tonight. No more festivities. NBA resumes on Thursday. I don't know what I'm going to do without basketball for the next couple of days. I'll have to figure something out. Maybe I'll just start simulating games on NBA 2K and reviewing those and doing that. But thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate it. I appreciate you commenting, too, because I always comment back. I like to hear what you say. I like to respond, engage. I'm a very, very personable human being. I just like, talking with people. So we will see if you follow through on that. I'm counting on you to tell people and to subscribe to my channel. I want to get to 10 billion followers by next week. And yeah, that will do it. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your NBA-less life, because you're right, Hitman Hudson, there will be college basketball. Enjoy your NBA-less life until Thursday. I'll talk to you then. See ya.